Peace for Ukraine or Urain.
Be vegan. Make peace. Do good deeds. Heaven Godspeed.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Τα προγράμματά μας προσφέρονται σε πολλές γλώσσες. Παρακαλούμε δείτε suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Resembling the legendary Chinese dragons which live like appendages over their entire body, Leafy Seadragon-People appear otherworldly, like a character from a fairy tale. Leafy Seadragon-People, the masters of camouflage. Please continue watching to find out more.
As I researched it, it got clear to me that a vegan live food diet was the diet that best accelerated the flow of the spiritual energy. The Honorable Reverend Rabbi Gabriel Cousins, MD, vegan.
G'day is how Aussies, the citizens of Australia, say hello to one another. Blissful viewers, I am Leo, your charming vegan leafy sea dragon host from the Marine Kingdom. The fabulous residents of this sun-blessed country wish that God blesses you with love, happiness and peace throughout your life. Welcome to today's show, Leafy Seadragon-People, the Masters of Camouflage. Australia is a vast continent with immense natural beauty and diverse culture. Surrounded by the Pacific, Southern and Indian Oceans, as well as the Timor, Tasman and Coral Seas, the country is one of the most biologically diverse in the world. The Great Barrier Reef, which runs along its eastern coast, is made up of nearly 3,000 individual reefs and 900 islands and is the largest coral reef system in the world. Scientists have only identified about 20% of the species living in the Australian oceans, according to a study published by the Census of Marine Life. My species, the Leafy Seadragon-People, are so grateful to call this amazing country home. Besides the name Leafy Sea Dragon, my species is also called the Glauwerts sea dragon, or more formally, Phycodurus equus. We are the only member of the genus Phycodurus, which is in the same Cygnathidae family as our pipefish and seahorse relatives. My kind has only been found along Australia's southern and western coasts. We are true blue Aussies. So far, 3 types of sea dragon people have been discovered: the weedy, or common, the ruby, and us leafy sea dragon individuals. We each have our own unique characteristics. Today, let me introduce you to my own family. We leafy sea dragon citizens of Australia's seas may not fly or breathe fire, but we are truly a magnificent sight to behold. You might already have figured out how we get our name from our appearance. Resembling the legendary Chinese dragons with leaf-like appendages over our entire body, we appear otherworldly, like a character from a fairy tale. We are an amazing, beautiful and delicate fish folk who can grow to a length of 20 to 35 centimeters. Most adults have a greenish to yellowish brown colour, with thin stripes across their bodies and olive-tinted leafy appendages. As for our overall shape, our backbone is curved and kinked. Instead of scales, we are covered in segmented bony plates with long pointed spines for protection. We have a small head with a long, narrow, pipe-like snout that we use like a straw to suck up food. Located above our snout are our two eyes, which can move independently. It may sound strange, but this gives us the remarkable ability to look in different directions at the same time. Interestingly, our tail, which is roughly half the length of our body, is not prehensive, which means that we can't curl it around or use it to grab onto things as our seahorse cousins do. Even though we are considered part of the fish people family, we are not good swimmers. Despite what you might think, our appendages are not used for swimming, but for another purpose instead. To move, we use our two pectoral and dorsal fins, which are very small, almost transparent, and located along the sides of our head and spine. Our dorsal fin helps us to move forwards through water, and our pectoral fin allows us to steer. We also have swim bladders, which increase our buoyancy and make it easier for us to move up and down in the water or to stay at the same height. However, most of the time we like to just float along with the ocean currents. Leafy sea dragon persons follow a solitary lifestyle except during winter when we meet up for the special breeding season. As with our seahorse friends, males are responsible for childbearing. One interesting fact about our species is that when the tail of a male turns bright yellow, it means he is ready to have children. The female will drop around 250 bright pink eggs into a spongy brood patch on the underside of the male's tail, in which the eggs will be provided with enough oxygen to develop. Depending on the water temperature and other conditions, it may take around 4 to 8 weeks for the eggs to hatch and for our babies to be released into the ocean. From then on, these infants are all on their own with no further help from their parents. But God made us that way, and, as you will see, we've been blessed with the ability to survive on our own from this very young age. To survive and thrive, we have precise requirements of our habitat, and that's why, as I said earlier, we have only been found in the temperate coastal waters of southern and western Australia, where the seasonal range of water temperature is between 12 and 23 degrees Celsius. There you can easily find us among the rocky reefs, nearby sand patches, seaweed beds, and seagrass meadows, down to depths of up to 50 meters.
Vegan, 'cause we know it's beneficial for the whole world.
Noble viewers, we'll have more intriguing information about my species in the second half. Please stay with us here on Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to Leafy Seadragon-People, the Masters of Camouflage, on Supreme Master Television. Because of the shape of our bodies, we have limited mobility. In one study, scientists discovered that we could stay still in one location for nearly 3 days, up to 68 hours, and could only move 150 meters in 1 hour. A human walking, by comparison, can move 4 kilometers per hour, giving you an idea of how slow we are. Surprisingly, some recent research found that we sometimes like to wander hundreds of meters from our homes, despite being such slow movers. However, thanks to our strong sense of direction, we can easily find our way back home. As with our seahorse cousins, leafy sea dragons don't have teeth or a stomach. We use our long snouts to suck in food and then we immediately swallow it. Scientists wonder why we are so unique, and genetic research has provided a clue. We don't have several genes which contribute to the development of teeth, nerves, and facial features in other species, but we are perfectly suited to our special Australian home. Speaking of adaptations, there are 3 types: structural, physiological, and behavioral. Structural adaptations are unique, physical body features that help a species to survive in their environment. In our case, we have the ability to conceal ourselves by using our elaborate, leaf-like appendages for camouflage. We become almost invisible as we blend in with the kelp forests or other seaweed in which we live amongst. Similarly, physiological adaptations relate to how non-structural body parts help an organism to survive in its environment. As an example, which is also about our superb camouflage skills, we can change our skin color to match our surroundings, but this ability depends on our diet, age, location, and stress level. Finally, behavioral adaptations describe an organism's actions that help it survive in its natural environment. To finish with yet another camouflage example, we just float along with the current, making us like a piece of floating seaweed. In fact, we are the only species in the world that camouflage even while we are moving. Now you know why we are considered the king of camouflage. Even though we are so good at hiding, our population is declining. The International Union for Conservation of Nature lists us as near threatened. Before the early 1990s, our numbers declined even more dramatically than they are now due to poaching for sale as pets or alternative medicines. It got so bad that the Australian government had to place a protection order on our species in 1987. But what concerns us the most is the loss of our natural habitat due to climate change and pollution caused by human activities such as industrial and excessive fertilizer runoff. In fact, many of the beautiful coral reefs and seaweed beds in which we live have been seriously harmed or destroyed because of changes in the ocean's temperature and acidity. As inhabitants of temperate waters, our species is extremely sensitive to environmental changes and requires very precise conditions to survive. If these problems persist, ocean ecosystems will be devastated, threatening the extinction of not only us but many other beautiful species. One simple change everyone can make is to help adopt a vegan way of life and eat as much organic food as possible. We can only find true inner peace and happiness when we give that to others and respect our precious planet. I want to wrap up our show today by sharing with you advice from our most beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, during a conference with members of the Supreme Master television team on January 21st, 2022.
That's why I keep telling the humans that they should be humble, grateful,
Yes.
and have benevolence for others, like for the animal people. Then they will be saved. Their lives will be saved, and their soul will be saved as well.
Vegan is not much of a sacrifice. Choose it now.
Gracious viewers, we were honored to have you with us for our program. Next is Encouragements of Love, Part 12 of 15 on Between Master and Disciples, right after Noteworthy News. May God shine upon you with love and grace.
Be vegan. Make peace. Do good deeds. Hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AW.